As Charles attempts to expel his brother from the Windsor estate, daggers are out for Andrew. As it became known that the king could reduce the Duke of York's £250,000 grant and potentially kick him off his Windsor estate, King Charles was accused of punishing his brother Andrew. The ex-girlfriend of Prince Andrew has issued a warning that the Duke of York may lose his place in the royal family. In the palace, daggers are out for Andrew, according to Lady Victoria Hervey. This is in light of rumors that King Charles may reduce his brother's £250,000 grant, forcing him to abandon his royal lodge on the Windsor estate. A socialite and royal insider named Lady Victoria had a brief relationship with the now-disgraced prince. She said that without his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II, to protect him from reaction, Andrew would have to deal with a painful reality. According to Lady Victoria in an interview with GB News, as the older brother, I believe Charles has always harbored some jealousy toward Andrew. For 20 years, he had a very successful military career. She went on, I've heard he's been envious of him forever. The daggers are so drawn as soon as the Queen leaves. According to reports, Andrew is in a panic since Charles decided to reduce his £249,000 annual payment in April. According to reports, he has admitted to friends that doing this would make it impossible for him to maintain his existing Windsor Royal Lodge. To those closest to him, he has obstinately maintained that he has no plans to leave his Windsor estate. When talking about the Windsor Lodge, Lady Victoria said, "They still have time." How much money did Charles inherit, though, and how come he can't support his brother? Prince Andrew was forced to make a decision, he had no choice, and as soon as he did, everything else was gradually taken away from him. Because he was forced to give up his position as a working royal, many have urged Andrew to start live within his means. Norman Baker, a royal specialist, stated to MailOnline, Andrew needs to stop living beyond his means and stop relying on others to pay for his extravagant lifestyle. He should be evicted and relocated to a considerably smaller space if he is unable to pay the property's commercial rent with his own funds. The tax-paying public finances him. Tom Bower, a biographer, echoed Mr. Baker and stated, the reputation of King Charles and even the coronation are at risk due to Andrew's self-centered behavior. Andrew believes he can swagger his way out of the difficult situation he brought up. The king's best course of action is to evict Andrew from the enormous mansion, convince him that his attempt at rehabilitation is futile, and ultimately self-destructive, and force him to accept much more humble living quarters. For himself as well as his two daughters, King Charles's coronation is expected to have a new dimension and far greater impact than the Queen's. The people will have a fresh experience and dimension during King Charles' coronation thanks to the new media. According to an analyst, the reach of King Charles' coronation will be far greater than that of Queen Elizabeth II. Dr. Ed Owens, a historian and royal analyst, pointed out how the recent event will be impacted by the technical advancement in mass communication that has occurred over the past 7 decades. He stated to Express. Co. UK the impact of this event will be significantly larger than that of Elizabeth II's coronation. It will be aired to a global audience across a variety of media platforms, including the internet and overseas broadcasters. According to Dr. Owens, social media will provide the coronation a new dimension that will allow viewers to view it differently than they would have been able to as Queen's coronation spectators. He stated, social media also makes it possible for those watching this event to interact with one another and share their perspectives on the ceremony as it unfolds. In 1953, people watched, frequently in small gatherings in front of relatively small televisions, so this wasn't a possibility. Social media adds a new layer to this since it allows individuals to share in the event's medium and its emotional impact.